Someone asks you for a favor. You don't want to do it, and you say yes anyway. Not because you wanted to, because saying no felt impossible. Someone needs help moving. You're exhausted. You say yes. Your boss adds more to your plate. You're already overwhelmed. You say yes. A friend needs to talk at midnight. You have work in 6 hours. You say yes. And the whole time, a part of you is screaming, but the word no never makes it out. You tell yourself you're just being kind, being helpful, being a good person. But there's something else underneath that, something that has nothing to do with kindness. It's fear. Fear of what happens if you say no. Fear of disappointing someone. Fear of being seen as selfish. Fear of conflict. Fear of losing the relationship entirely. So you say yes, again and again and again. And every yes that wasn't real costs you something. Your time, your energy, your peace, your sense of self. Until one day you look around and realize you have built an entire life around other people's needs. And somewhere in the middle of all that, you lost track of your own. If that sounds like you, there is a reason, and it starts earlier than you think. Most people who can't say no didn't choose this. It was trained into them. As children, many of them learned that love was conditional, that approval had to be earned, that keeping the peace was more important than being honest. They learned that when they said no, something bad happened. Someone got angry, someone withdrew, someone made them feel guilty. So they stopped saying no, and they got very good at yes. Psychologists call this the fawn response. It sits alongside fight, flight, and freeze as one of the 4 responses to perceived threat. Fawning means appeasing, placating, making yourself agreeable to avoid danger. In childhood, it was often a survival strategy. If I keep everyone happy, I stay safe. If I cause no conflict, nothing bad happens. The problem is the brain doesn't automatically update this strategy when you grow up. The threat is no longer real, but the response remains. So your nervous system still treats disappointment like danger, still treats conflict like a threat to your survival, still treats someone's disapproval like an emergency, and your body responds accordingly. Heart rate up, anxiety rising, the word no physically stuck in your throat. Because to your nervous system, saying no doesn't just feel uncomfortable, it feels dangerous. This is why you can rehearse saying no 100 times in your head, plan exactly what you'll say, and then the moment arrives and yes comes out anyway. It bypasses your rational mind entirely. It's a reflex. Here's what else is happening. People who can't say no are often hyper-attuned to other people's emotions. They can read a room the moment they walk in. They notice the shift in someone's tone, the slight tension in someone's face, the pause before a reply. And the moment they sense even a hint of disappointment or disapproval, they move immediately to fix it. Before the other person has even finished speaking, they are already calculating how to make them feel better. This makes them incredibly empathetic, but it also means they're constantly monitoring everyone around them, constantly managing other people's emotional states, at the expense of their own. It is exhausting in a way that is very hard to explain to someone who doesn't experience it. Because the exhaustion isn't just from doing too much, it's from the constant internal monitoring, the endless reading of the room, the never-ending calculation of how to keep everyone comfortable. And here's what people on the outside never see. Behind every yes is a no that was swallowed. And swallowed no's don't disappear. They accumulate. They turn into resentment, quiet at first, then louder. You start to feel used, even by people who never intended to use you, because they didn't know your yes wasn't real. You never told them. You feel invisible, like people only value what you do for them, not who you are. You feel tired all the time, a tiredness that sleep doesn't fix. And sometimes, after years of this, it breaks. So how do you change it? The first step is understanding that saying no is not the same as being unkind. You have confused the two your entire life. They are not the same thing. Kindness is a choice made freely. What you have been doing is not kindness. It is self-abandonment disguised as kindness. A real no protects two people. It protects you from resentment, and it protects the other person from a yes that was never real. Second, start small. You do not need to suddenly become someone who says no to everything. Start with the low-stakes moments, the things that don't matter much. Build the muscle before you need it for the heavy lifts. Third, you do not need to explain yourself. No is a complete sentence. Every time you over-explain your no is signaling that you need their permission. You don't. Fourth, sit with the discomfort. The anxiety that comes after saying no is real. It will feel like you did something wrong. You didn't. That feeling is the old pattern trying to pull you back. Let it be there. It passes. Fifth, recognize that the people who only stay when you say yes are not people who were ever truly there. The relationships worth keeping can survive a no. In fact, they get stronger because of it, because now both people know that every yes is real. You were not born saying yes to everything. You learned it, and what was learned can be unlearned. Your needs are not an inconvenience. Your time is not less valuable than everyone else's. Your peace is not something you should have to earn. Saying no is not the end of a relationship. It is the beginning of an honest one. The psychology of people who can't say no. You were never too much. You were just never shown that you were allowed to take up space.